first time ever, you will see an SAP partner in action, showing us innovation live from SAP systems. What is SAP Joule?
It's an artificial intelligence need to
say
be
one
tracked.
sentence,
Oh,
Be
this
careful.
one also one sentence. Oh.
What's the worst thing that can happen during a demonstration?
Well, that one is easy.
What's the Presales Role?
It is the main bridge.
I give you the privilege to explain what's the build partnership to our audience.
Of course. Well, we just come back from Sapphire Orlando, and then Sapphire Madrid.
Lucky
events.
guys.
Yeah. So we transform that concept, autonomous enterprise, into autonomous asset management, available equipments for the determined period.
Can you show me this?
Of course, I will.
Showcase time. Show us what you have here. How can Joule help me as a customer?
And this is how easy the user can access this availability information. Even with the telematics integration, we can also provide these kind of details, like the battery level, fuel level.
Oh, real time. What do you mean by we customize or we build on top of Joule?
Of course. So what you see right now in the screen is the modeling of the availability scenario that we show you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SAP Chats podcast, where we make corporate discussions fun and engaging. Today, we are in Istanbul, in Turkey, and for the first time ever, you will see an SAP partner in action, showing us innovation live from SAP systems. My guest is a scuba diver, a motorcycler, and a world traveler, but he has a hidden passion, which is innovation. So, Ozwan Yazgan is a pre-sales manager at Fit Global, an SAP build partner. These guys are performing well in several industries like engineering, construction, operations, industrial manufacturing, amongst others. And most important, they are building innovative solutions for fleet management and equipment rental. So, Ozwan, welcome to SAP Chat.
It's good to be here. Thank you very much.
Great. So, a quick one before we jump into the real topics. You are a world traveler, right?
That's right.
What's the best country you have visited? But not Turkey, okay, please?
Oh. Well, I definitely love Italy.
Italy.
Italy, yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Yes, lots of great food.
Food.
Food, yeah, definitely. I'm also passionate about food. A lot of great places to visit, a lot of great coastlines. That's why, yes, I love it.
Interesting. Italy, yeah, it's a nice destination indeed. And yeah, what about the scuba diving? I mean, you've been traveling a lot around the world. What was the best place where you have been able to do the scuba diving?
Well, I would say it was Mexico.
Mexico.
Mexico, yes.
Wow.
And there are cenotes in
the
Mexico.
south, right? Or
In Yucatan Peninsula, actually.
Yucatan, okay.
Yeah, most of them around the Yucatan Peninsula.
Cozumel?
Yes.
I've been there, you know?
Yeah?
I've been living in Mexico. That's the fun part of this podcast.
Perfect, perfect.
I didn't
great.
do scuba diving, by the way. I just did snorkeling, you know. I'm a
Okay.
small player, but I loved it.
Yeah, and you can also scuba dive in those cenotes. So, I mean, that was a wonderful experience, really. It's like you are floating in space. That's why, yeah, I put that top of the list.
Wow. Love it. Okay. You know, usually before we start speaking about business and technology at SAP Chats, I run with my guests what we call the SAP Chats quiz.
Okay.
Why? Because I want my guests to know a bit about you before you know, we speak about business and technology. So it's going to be 5 questions, a mix between personal life and professional topics. I just want a sentence as an answer, so don't elaborate a lot. Okay?
One sentence.
Let's keep
Got
it short. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Bring it.
So, question number 1. What is SAP Joule?
It's an artificial intelligence that helps the user to do every transaction based on the prompts.
All right.
Yeah.
I take it. Thank you.
Okay.
We are in technology, you and I, right?
That's
and
true.
most of our audience as well. So maybe sooner or later, one of us will be replaced. We don't know. Maybe we will be empowered by AI. Maybe we will be replaced, right? So imagine you're going to be replaced. So your job, whatever you do, will not exist tomorrow. What will be your B plan outside of the technology world? Okay.
Okay.
So tell us something special.
Well, Most probably, I will do something with my hands.
With your hands?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, it can be anything. I would create something from scratch. It can be, carving wood or, making glass, maybe. That kind of, or maybe epoxy. That one also intrigues me a lot.
Okay.
That kind of creation, I would say.
So you are ready, right, for the B plan, just in case. Okay. I thought you were gonna say something about scuba diving.
No, not for the, professional life.
All right. Okay.
Just for pleasure.
Okay. Your hometown is Izmir.
Izmir.
Right. So
That's
you are
right.
Turkish. You should be proud about Izmir, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tourist now in Turkey. So how would you sell Izmir to me?
Well,
In one sentence.
in one
please.
sentence, yeah, it's sun-soaked Aegean city with a lot of good food, a lot of warm and beautiful coastal line, and most importantly, fiercely free-spirited people, which make no one else compared to the other cities in Turkey.
Great points. The last one, people.
People,
Excellent.
definitely.
Tourism is all about the people, the
Yes.
experience, what you bring with you when you are back from the trip. So
Exactly.
I love this one. A bit of business now. So I am a prospect. So I'm a company who runs. I'm in the construction field. Okay, let's make
Okay.
it easy for you.
Mhm.
And so I need some SAP solutions.
Mhm.
Why would I choose Fit Global?
So in construction business, of course, you have many projects, a lot of construction projects, a lot of different sites, and you have a fleet of different equipments need
We
to
said
be
one
tracked.
sentence.
Oh,
Be
this
careful.
one also one sentence. Oh. In order to track your fleet, your excavator, your lift, end to end, from procurement, operation until the scrapping, full control, monitoring, and reporting purposes, you will need Fit solutions.
Okay, so the end to end.
Yes.
Right, excellent, great. Last one,
Mm-hmm.
so you are pre-sales manager, a lot of expertise and experience in doing demonstrations, customer presentations and so on. What's the worst thing that can happen during a demonstration?
Well, that one is easy. It happened a lot before. So one sentence, system crash. That's it.
All right, I accept it because I was pre-sales as well, so
Yeah?
I know what it is. So something which is outside of your control.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So yeah, now we are done with the SAP Chats quiz. Let's speak a bit about people before we speak about technology. Speaking about this pre-sales role, how would you define the pre-sales consultant for our audience? So we might have some people maybe who did not start their SAP career yet, so they hear about consulting and so on, but they hear about the sales and pre-sales. What's the pre-sales role?
Are we still on a one sentence answer?
No, now
Okay,
we
that's
are
good.
outside of the quiz. Yeah.
All right. So, in short, I would say it is the main bridge between the technical team and the salespeople. So, pre-sales is not an actual consultant, but a pre-sales consultant should know every functionality of the solution, which the customer may ask. That's why they need to know about the functionality, need a technical background, but at the same time, of course, you are doing the demos to the customer. That's why you need to be good with the communication skills. So what we do as pre-sales, usually, I can describe like this, transforming a complex processes and transactions into simple flows that anybody can understand.
Okay.
That's the basic principle.
Yeah, so a pre-sales person basically needs to know the solution, right?
That's right.
What they're speaking about, what they're showing. And they need some soft skills, some presentation skills,
Definitely.
some how to speak, how to simplify, as you said. So,
Exactly. That's the simplification is the most important because there are a lot of also different responsibilities of pre-sales, like advising the customer with the processes, what kind of processes
yeah,
they
because
should follow.
we say a pre-sales advisor.
Yes, exactly. On top of that, the implementation proposals, the scope, the architects, and everything basically comes through the pre-sales.
Okay.
But that's the back end. In the front end, face-to-face with the customer, yes, simplification. Because you need to know your audience. Because if I'm talking with a CEO, I will talk about long-term benefits of the solution. Or if it's a CFO, I will talk about the financial impact. But if I am talking with the technician on the site, Of course, I will talk about how this solution makes his operation easier or faster.
Yeah, interesting. You spoke about knowing your audience, so
Yes.
it needs a bit of business background as well. And I think maybe I will summarize it to the audience now, how I see it. So
Of course.
I see the pre-sales role or consultant as, the frisbee that you play in the beach. You divide it by three. So it needs some solution knowledge, maybe a bit of engineering or technical, some business knowledge, and some soft skills.
Exactly.
In order to be balanced, so it can fly. Otherwise, it will never fly. You will
That's
miss
true.
something about it, right?
That's true.
Let's
yeah.
keep it at this stage. And now let's speak about the SAP partnerships. It's an important topic for our episode today. Why? Because, I would like to explain a bit to my audience. So SAP partnerships, there are different kinds of partnerships. There is the sell partnership, where we have partners selling SAP subscriptions and licenses. We have SAP service partners who are doing the services, the implementations, the projects. We have SAP education partnerships, and we have the build partnership, which is the core of our episode today. So Fit Global is an SAP build partner.
Build partner. That's
Could
true.
I give you the privilege to explain what's the build partnership to our audience?
Of course. Well, the build partner is the partner actually develops SAP-based solution for some niche industries. It can be a solution for a whole industry, or it can be just a part of it. For us, for example, it is equipment lifecycle management. So we are developing SAP-based solution specified on the equipment lifecycle management, or you can call it a moving asset.
Okay, so it's kind of you identify some white spaces in the SAP ecosystem.
That's true.
And you address them by developing your own solutions.
Exactly.
Which means, in other words, you develop solutions on top of SAP systems to enrich the scope, to address these niches that you have mentioned,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. We
And
don't.
I think something important is the technology. You use SAP technology at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And this is what people must know, is that when you develop, so you can use SAP technology, SAP Business AI platform today,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
And something also important is the SAP store, because you as an SAP partner, the difference between an SAP build partner who has built solutions and a I would say, build partner is that these guys are publishing their solutions on SAP store, which means any customer or prospect can see them and can choose one of these solutions. So
Exactly.
SAP store is,
Exactly.
let's say, the store of SAP solutions developed by SAP build partners, right?
That's true. That's true. All of our solutions are listed in SAP store, so anyone can go and look at and analyze it, basically.
Excellent. So store.sap.com and then search for Fit Global. You're gonna find a couple of solutions you're gonna like. Okay, so now speaking about these solutions, how fast now the AI is evolving and how fast AI is taking this, SAP is taking this direction with the AI agents and platforms, with the business AI platform and so on. Are you guys following the same direction as SAP?
Well, yes, definitely. And actually, we just come back from Sapphire Orlando and then Sapphire Madrid.
Lucky
events.
guys.
Yeah, we were there. So yes, I'm sure also SAP is really focusing on this field, the AI, and integrating AI to the core modules, core solutions, let's say. And we are definitely following the same path. Especially with the autonomous enterprise area. So we transform that concept, autonomous enterprise, into autonomous asset management, because that's what we focus on, the asset management. That's why we are also developing and at the same time innovating and investigating new AI agents, how we can incorporate these different agents into our solution and work in sync with standard solutions of SAP. Credibility is the most important, and might be a setback in the AI roadmap, because usually other LLMs don't have any credibility, but we as a build partner, we provide solutions to our customers just like SAP. That's why we need to be credible. We need to take responsibility, and we need to provide these solutions with safety.
So now I'm interested, what have you been developing for your customers leveraging the SAP Business AI platform?
Well, over a year, we are actually working on a Joule. Joule and the possible solutions that the Joule might solve for the customers. We are talking about the really common problems throughout our focus industry. And when we talk about fleet, when we talk about equipment life cycle, one of the important points is availability. Usually, the customers don't know the availability of their equipment, whether that equipment is in an active maintenance or whether they assign that equipment to somebody else. Maybe they rented in. They don't know the status. They don't know the availability. And when someone else comes and asks a new equipment availability, they don't know. In standard SAP, they need to look a lot of different places. We combine, of course, those different apps in our solution, what we call the planning board, so that you will see the availability, but even that is taking some time. With Joule, just with the basic prompts, asking the availability of some specific equipment, let's say a scissor lift for a construction project, for example, the system really fast and easy can come up with available equipments for the determined period.
Can you show me this?
Of course, I will.
Showcase time. So, Ozan, show us what you have here. How can Joule help me as a customer?
These are the rental-specific applications, and these are the standard applications of SAP Cloud ERP for their construction site.
Okay. Go.
Customer calls the planner and asks for an urgent scissor lift for a specific period of time. Usually that will take a lot of effort, maybe more than 15-20 minutes. And the users should go to different screens, check whether there is an equipment with an active contract or not. They should check the service orders, the planned maintenance orders. They need to check everything one by one. What we did here is I'm only going to ask Joule, show me available scissor lifts for, let's say, July.
The month of July, okay.
Month of July.
So real-time answer?
Yeah, it understood that I meant July actually here, and he come up with an answer with an interval. Okay, he checks the system at the background and says that, okay, I have 3 available scissor lifts between July 13 and July 27.
Okay.
And this is how easy the user can access this availability information.
Any other examples?
Of course. Okay, for the second scenario, let's say the customer or technician from the site calls the service planner and complains about a specific equipment. Let's say they are saying, I have a forklift rented out from the customer, and now it is malfunctioned. In this way, in this scenario, there are a couple of things that the user can do. Usually, the main point is to decide whether there's an actual fault, actual failure, or maybe they can guide the customer on the phone, maybe reboot the system and something like that. Okay, and in order to see the status of this equipment, again, the user usually need to go from different apps to see the telematics data, the location, for example, if there's an error reported for that specific equipment, so on and so forth. And what we'll do actually in the Joule is only write what is the status of this equipment. I'm giving the equipment number here. And that's it. And the system actually consolidates all that data and provide to the user. So I see that this equipment is at a rental contract right now. Okay, that's fine. This is a forklift that we are talking about. The location, we have it in Amsterdam, fine. Even with the telematics integration, we can also provide these kind of details, like the battery level, fuel level.
Wow, real time.
Fantastic. Wow. Exactly. The operating hours, total operating hours, and again, with the sensor IoT integration, we can also map that map that triggers to some malfunctions, and we can also provide this kind of feedback to the user. For example, in this case, let's say there is a sensor in the ignition system which detects a fault with failure, and we can see that, okay, there's a fault detected in the ignition system. And then the service operator on the phone can comment to the customer that, okay, there's a really fault, I can see that here, and they will create a service order or plan a maintenance for that specific job site.
Excellent. Okay.
So that they can see easily what is the status and if there is some kind of problem with the equipment or not.
Fantastic. And without Joule, how?
Without Joule, again, all these things, all the fields that you see here are, these information is stored different parts of SAP.
Okay.
That's why they need to check. They need to go different apps to check it out. Again, it will take probably more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And sometimes it is also really hard and even impossible to get the correct data, right?
Important, yeah.
Exactly.
Real time and accurate information.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Any last scenario maybe
Yes.
for our audience?
Of course. Okay, so for our final scenario, let's say that a service coordinator get a complaint from different parties that there's a problem with the specific equipment, okay? And what that service coordinator usually do is, again, go to service piece or maybe talk with the technicians to see whether there's a problem or not. And here in Joule, what that user will do is just give me history of this equipment. And then the system goes back and brings all the related transactional data and pastes it on the screen here. We see the active rental contracts. So in 2025, there is an active contract in Amsterdam, then Rotterdam, and then Amsterdam, and we see the statuses as well. So we see that the previous one are completed, and the last one is actually in inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And more importantly, here we also have the service orders. When it is created, the type of the service order, and also status and reported issues.
All right.
So this one is important. For example, in the beginning of 2026, there was a refurbishment, and the problem in the ignition system is reported. That refurbishment is completed, and then there is again a problem, start failure reported. So again, it can be a problem with the ignition system, but that repair order is actually delayed. So the service operator can see this in history and easily decide what he or she will do, whether to force this service order and make that very urgent and plan it again, or basically plan another work order maybe.
Great. So yeah, and without Joule in this scenario, I would have had to go to the contracts and check what happened to this equipment. I would have gone also to the service orders, etc. So
Exactly.
A lot of manual tasks, but now real time and
Exactly.
zero one thing, and I got the answer.
All consolidated
Amazing.
in one place with minimum effort.
Okay, always one. Thank you very much. This is relevant actually for the our audience in construction, in industry, manufacturing, and so on. So now the question: does any company or any customer who has SAP Cloud ERP can use these scenarios?
Yes.
Is this standard or what?
Well, of course, they need to have the fit extension because this is not a standard Joule. We of course developed on top of Joule.
So you customize Joule, right?
Joule
Okay.
and model all of these scenarios in the system to make it work, of course.
Can you show us a bit where or what?
The background.
Yeah, we want our audience to understand a bit, not into details, but
Okay, sure.
What do you mean by we customize or we build on top of Joule?
Of course.
Let's break this myth.
Right. We have a couple of examples to show the audience the background of Joule, actually. So we said modeling. The most important part is, of course, the modeling piece. And for example, what you see right now in the screen is the modeling of the availability scenario that we show you, the first scenario that we showed you.
Okay. The one we see, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we model every prompt and every answer and how Joule should react, should answer, and where to go and fetch that data. And all this modeling, of course, is customization. That's why we are building on top of it, and in time it will evolve considerably. Okay, so here, for example, get the entities from the availability list. So we have also availability reports. So when the Joule understands the user as something about availability, it goes and checks the availability list that we have in our Fit extension. This is how we model it. And another example will be input and output forms. Okay, here we also educate Joule how the Joule can understand the prompts. So we give the inputs necessary to understand the user.
Okay.
So if the user talking about, for example, the availability, maybe put some equipment numbers there, some durations, some intervals, some filters, and we all give that input to Joule.
It's a sort of fine-tuning, I would say.
Yes, right? That's a correct comment.
Okay.
Definitely. And similarly, of course, the output.
Yeah.
Based on that input, we'll also tell and educate Joule how to respond to that input. What type of data that Joule will come back to the user. For example, if it captures the duration, then it will go to the availability and search for the rental contracts begin date and end dates, and compare them and turn back the available equipments.
Okay, Ozan, it was so impressive. Thanks a lot for what you showed us in the screen. And I'm really convinced that our audience will love it and find it relevant. So now, a closing statement. So we spoke during the episode about the pre-sales consultant or pre-sales engineer role. Would you have any advice to the youth, to these students who are in the universities, who are about to graduate, maybe some advice to them in case they would be interested to jump in the SAP in general, the SAP world in general, but in particular in the pre-sales role?
Sure, definitely. Well, when I got into the SAP world, actually I was considering to become a consultant, to be specific, PP, production and planning consultant. But somehow, I landed on pre-sales, and I'm very glad that I did. So I would say for the younger generation, which is about to graduate, if they don't want to detach from the technical part and still want to use their soft skills with communicating with people, with management, with the technical people on the site, I would definitely recommend the pre-sales path, because you are using your analytical skills, but at the same time, people skills as well. That's why if what I just described intrigues those people, I would definitely recommend to follow that path.
Interesting. We spoke about, this demo which is not working, network issues and so on. They have to manage stress as well, right?
Of course.
Important.
Thanks
a lot, Ozan, for all of these insights, for the demonstration and for the advice for the youth. I'm sure and I'm convinced our audience will love this episode, and we're gonna get a lot of questions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, always.